Good evening. I'm Pastor Lisa, and welcome to our jam time tonight. Tonight is January 6th. Well, all day was January 6th. We celebrate Epiphany. And Epiphany is the celebration of when the Magi, or the three wise men or kings, came to visit the baby Jesus. They took a long journey, and some thinks it could have been up to 2 years to find this king who would be, this baby who would be the king of Israel. We're going to view, and of course, another of our movie clip from the Polar Express. The children have been on a long journey too, only they've been hoping to find Santa Claus. And tonight we're going to see what happens when they do see him.
Okay. I believe. I believe.
What was that you said?
I believe.
So, in our movie clip, we saw the hero boy jumping up and down. He was trying to see Santa. Have you ever been anywhere and you've had to jump up and down trying to see, maybe at a parade or something, and you couldn't see? That often happens. And the reindeer are jumping around, dancing, and the bells are jingling, but the boy can't hear any sound. Do you know why he can't hear? The boy was hearing, though, when the bell fell and he picked it up, he was hearing the words, doubter, doubter, doubter. And then he decides to believe. And when he does, he hears the bell ringing. And he saw Santa Claus. So I wonder what sounds the wise men heard when they neared the manger. I'm going to bring my manger that I made this week out of Legos over here. You see now. And if you can see, I have a camel and I have some sheep, and here's some the wise men and little baby Jesus. I wondered what sounds they heard as they followed the star and came to see Jesus. The star was shining upon right above where Jesus was. But I wonder what sounds did they hear, the camel, or did they hear the other animals, the baa, the sheep, or the donkey? Maybe they heard the cow go moo. Or did they hear baby Jesus cooing or laughing? What other sounds might they have heard along their way to get to baby Jesus and on that time when they saw Jesus? What kind of sounds have you heard this Christmas time and this New Year time? I'd like to read from the Bible tonight, from the Gospel of Matthew, and it's the first book of the New Testament of the Bible. And it's verse 11. It says, "And when they had come into the house," they would be when the wise men came into the house, "they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and they worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented him with gold and frankincense and myrrh." So what gifts do we have to offer Jesus? Well, I know we can be loving and kind and nice. We can help others. Those are great gifts that we can offer to Jesus. The wise men heard the good news that baby Jesus had come into the world for everyone, even them. And so we think about that good news of Jesus coming for all of us. And we hear the bell ringing. Hope you can hear it. Even though it's a little bell, you can hear it ringing. It's ringing the message of good news that Jesus came to earth for all of us. The bell is ringing a message of Jesus' love. And we can ring this bell too to share our love with others. So because we're talking about bells ringing, I thought we'd do a little science experiment to see what it is that we can put in this container that would muffle or stop the sound of the ringing bell. So first I'm just going to put it in. You can get a plastic container at home, and if you have a jingle bell, you shake it, but you can actually hear it ringing, even though it's hitting the container. So first we're going to try, what do you think? Do you think the paper, if we wrap it in the paper, do you think we can still hear the sound of the bell? Let's see. What do you think, yes or no? A little bit, can't you? It's in there ringing, we can hear the sound. So yes, paper muffles it some, but certainly we can still hear it. Now we're going to try the cotton balls. And think of things around your house that you might be able to put in with your jingle bell. And maybe you have smaller ones, you might want to try a couple. So here's the, yep, you can still hear it a little bit with the cotton balls, but maybe not quite as much as with the tissue paper. And the last thing we're going to try and see, do you think we'll hear, I have little stones, some gravel maybe. You can try in yours and see, do you think the gravel will muffle the sound? I'm going to put in some and then I'll put in the bell. And I'll close it up. No, I can hear the stones, but I don't hear the bell ringing at all. So stones, little rocks, are obviously a better sound barrier than cotton or the cotton or the paper. So try different things and experiment yourself, and things that you might want to try to put in your cup with your bell to see if it stops the bell, the sound of the bell, or not. Think of things in our lives that stop the bell from ringing, ringing out the love of Jesus Christ. Maybe when people put us down and we feel bad about ourselves, or maybe when we're not nice, we don't hear that bell, or people aren't nice to us. Maybe when we're too busy to show people God's love, the bell doesn't ring. But this week, I want you to find a bell around your house, maybe a jingle bell you have left out from Christmas, and hear it ringing. Believe and know Jesus' love. So I'm going to invite you to pray with me if you'll repeat after me. Dear Jesus, we're glad you're born, so we know your love. We hear the bells of good news ringing loud and clear, and we say, we believe in you. Amen. Thank you all. Have a good night.